3, 2, 1, Mary.
Uh-oh. 2-minute warm-up.
2-minute warm-up.
That always sounds so appealing to me. It's so cold here. I'm like, oh boy, I'm looking forward to the 2-minute warm-up so I can warm up.
Yeah,
But
right.
somehow,
But
I don't
we're
warm
gonna
up.
stay cold.
Somehow I never warm up during the 2-minute warm-up.
No.
Do you want to explain that to me, John?
Well, yeah, I guess because the warm-up has nothing to do with the air temperature.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot to ask you to grab me a cookie sheet when you wash those. I was going to leave that out. Of course, I forgot something. So the 2-minute warm-up, I go through my brain. What did I forget? This is...
Hi, Krista. Good to see you.
Hi, Krista.
Hold on.
We're in the 2-minute warm-up, and I wish it would warm up a little bit more. It doesn't feel very warm, does it?
No, it's not.
This house is so cold. When it's cold outside, I don't know, it just doesn't get warm. You'd think it would.
You want one of these?
Yeah. These walls are like, these walls, how thick are they? They're at least a foot thick.
Some walls are.
Yeah, the walls. This room here was we're in the kitchen now. This room here was when it was a one-room house, and all the walls around are over a foot thick, and they're all brick.
Hi, Candy. Good to see you.
And you would think it would warm up.
Hi, Ada with an AD. Good to see you. She said it's cold there, too. She doesn't like it. Thanks for sprinkling us out, Krista.
I don't mind the cold that much, but it's
Hi,
just...
Bernice. Good to see you. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you.
It's just really windy and...
Thanks, Bernice, for sprinkling.
Very unpleasant. Although we had sunshine today, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
Sunshine's a beautiful thing.
So are we ready to start, John?
So that's how you are there.
Does it look okay? I just turned. I'm getting comfy. I have on my heavy wool sweater.
Hi, Jenny. Good to see you.
We have to dress warmly. I don't have my coat on like I did yesterday. Got my belt that retains the heat in your body.
Okay, it's 7
Doesn't
o'clock.
scoot out or let cold air in.
Hey, Miriam, good to see you. She says, hey, cool people.
Yeah, we're cool.
It's
we're
cold people.
Cold people, yeah.
Hi, Dee Dee, good to see you.
So.
Hi, Claudia, good to see you. She
Hi,
says,
Claudia.
wow, caught you live.
Yeah, a couple days in a
hugs.
row, Claudia. Congratulations. What's that from the movie? One of my favorite movies. Congratulations for the world's best cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I love that movie. He's such a cheery kind of guy.
Hi, Lori, good to see you. She says, hey, beautiful Marilyn, and she sprinkled, so thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how people get the thumbs up and the hearts, but how people do that. I never can do it. So this is Marilyn and John with Done by Me, coming to you live from Magnolia Hall on the Delaware. And here we are again in the kitchen, and last night we were facing that way, the opposite, and the opposite end of this island. This island runs like the length of the kitchen. And I had a friend come one day, and she had been in previous houses with that where we lived, and she came in here and she said, oh my goodness, you have such a squatty little kitchen. I said to John, I've had much smaller kitchens, you know, but it really didn't make me feel good. Remember that, John?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Candy says the belt that retains the heat. That made her laugh.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, Nora,
keeps
good to
the
see
cold
you.
air from going
Happy
up
Friday
your back.
night to you.
And
Candy says Elf. The
yeah,
movie Elf.
yeah, I love that movie.
That's what you were imitating. Elf,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I even have the belt. Doesn't he have a belt too, like
Yeah, I
that?
guess
No,
so.
yeah.
Hi, Donna. Good to see you.
Same thing. Seeing the North Pole.
Hi,
It's
Martha.
really,
Good to see you. Hi,
really
Nora.
cold.
She says she sprinkled it out. Thanks,
Oh,
Nora.
thank you.
She said, Candy says, how was your
That was
beautiful
Nora,
dessert?
you said?
Yeah, Nora,
Nora.
yes.
Nora.
Nora, Chester.
Yes, Nora, I'm sorry if I don't respond all the time. When I'm watching the crafters, I actually take away the comments. And sometimes I'm across the room and watching, trying to get things accomplished here. So I notice you always make such nice comments to me, and so do quite a few people, and I feel really badly because I don't usually respond. I don't see the comments, or I'm doing something and it just zips by. So I'm there. I try to watch everybody, and but I don't always comment. I comment usually when I come on, and maybe I'll make one or two, but I'm a very busy lady.
So you're thinking high, I guess, when
what?
you see. I said you're thinking high after you see it.
Yeah, I'm thinking high, but I'm sorting, I'm folding, I will get through that, but then I have to rest, then I can make my comments. But I wanted
Candy says, how was your beautiful dessert? Delicious.
Was really delicious.
Did you see the empty plate? Vintage Country Crafting, that's Janice, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Janice, good to see you. Hi, Senna, good to see you. She said, happy Friday. Krista said, yup, she loved the empty plate last night.
Yeah, I thought everybody would laugh when I posted that as my project, an empty plate.
Hi, Carol, good to see you. So, hey, everybody, I'm already behind my time. I'm sorry. And so here we are. Welcome to the Vintage Country Crafting Friends Group. And we hope you had a chance to watch the other crafters. And if you didn't, go back and watch the replay. And remember, it's a free group, so you can join it. And Janice, thanks for inviting us along. We appreciate it. And as I always say, it's a privilege and an honor to be here. And we always have fun because that's what Marilyn does. She makes it fun. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Hi, Camille. Good to see you. Candy says your plants took off amazingly well.
Yeah, look how tall it is.
Nora says, it's okay, Marilyn. I understand. Hi, Linda Farmer. Good to see you.
It's probably...
Carol says, have you warmed up? It was a beautiful day in Seattle. They went junking all day.
Oh, that's fun.
Did you get your heat on?
Yeah, I guess your heater's working. So this, from the bulb to the top, is well over 36 inches. Don't you think, John? I should have brought the yardstick in.
Get the yardstick.
But here's the bulb. This is, yeah, it's well over 36 inches. They really take off. And I had to put a little string on
didn't
here.
Get it fixed yet.
Oh boy, that stinks. But they smell really pretty, and they really took off. And I took a picture of the other ones. I'll show you that another time. They are just getting buds on them. They're not quite as tall as these. I guess it varies on where you get the bulbs or whatever. But this one, you can see the bulbs in here, and you can see the roots. And the other one, if you remember, I planted in dirt in a pot. But this one's just in that, and how tall it is. My goodness, just keep on coming. So I wanted to show you that to see, and it's really pretty. And I have it on my kitchen counter on the end. And one of the things I was going to show you, I don't know whether I'm pulling out Valentine's this year. We didn't pull out our Christmas. I mean, we're so busy trying to get things accomplished in the house, and I hate to bring something out. I feel like I'm taking 20 steps back.
Carol says the landlord's sending someone out next Wednesday.
Oh boy, don't rush.
But at least he's buying wood for them and giving them a month's free rent.
Oh, well, that's worth it. I'd be
Linda
cold
Farr
for a
says,
month's...
beautiful flowers.
I'd be cold for a month's free rent, wouldn't you, John?
Yeah.
This I got more recently. But it reminds me of the valentines that I gave when my son was little, and that was like 50 years ago. And this one has a little stand. It's really cute. And it must have had a red feather on his hat. And on the bottom it says, love, Mother and Dad. And I thought that was really cute, so I thought I'd show you that. But about 50 years ago, I was collecting valentines. And don't you love this? This is when it was the shoe boxes were hard plastic, and like the hard plastic lid and all. They're all like, things have evolved so much. We still have plastic shoe boxes, but how different they look. And this is more current. From 1998, I saved an article about Valentines and love letters and all. And it dates them and all that. So everything... I used to be very organized, and then because we moved so many times right in a row, I got deorganized. But I wanted to show you, these are the ones that I bought like 50 years ago. There was a little antique shop in my town, and I used to like to wander in there and look at all their things. And I was friendly with the owner, and he sold me this whole box of valentines in like 1975, I think, for $1. So look at this. It's the old honeycomb one, and look how cute it is. But I just, every year I pull them out. I know where they are. I don't put them with the Valentine stuff. They're on a bookshelf. And an old postcard, and it's to Martha Holmes. And actually, I think that's kind of a relative of mine. I'll have to check with Cheryl, John, because it might be one of our relatives.
Yeah, really. Hi, Ruth. Good to see you.
And I lived in the town for years that my mother grew up in. And this one's from, oh man, do you remember this? This was from 1/21/4/18/5/25. So that's the code. So 1 would be an A, and 21, whatever letter that is. So it was, they coded everything. And it said, life would not be worth a cent if to be my Valentine you'll not consent. But look how cute it is. But do you remember you would code stuff on your card so they would try to figure out who it was? And it's in pencil. But it's, I don't know whether you can see that, it's in numbers.
That's crazy.
So I don't know what alphabet is 21.
Janice says they're adorable.
And look at this. This is really an old one. This looks like from when my mom was a little girl. And this is from Doris. Look at that. And it has the little spinning parasol. This looks like from when my mom was a little girl. And Doris was such a vintage name back then. Doris and Dorothy, my mother's friends. And the little eyes turn and all. And it says, won't you be my Valentine? And here's another one from Doris, and this is really cute. And the arm moves on it. And it says, a Valentine's dream of heaven. And the little arm moves on here. Moves up and down. I have to be so careful because they're so old. I'm going to guess they're like from the 30s or something like that. And this one's really cute. They make reproductions of these, but these are the real old ones. Oh boy, this person, their best friend must have been Doris. Look at this. Isn't that funny? That's kind of creepy. I just realized that now.
Candy says now we can code stuff with cursive writing as the kids aren't taught it.
Yeah. And this one said, to Doris Holmes.
Nora says she loves vintage stuff like that.
From?
It is cool.
Something, Mirtham Bell. But look how cute. I mean, these, you can see the reproductions, but these are the originals. They're really old. And they were old when I got them 50 years ago. That's what intrigued me. Like, people change what they like and all. This one's Dorothy also on here. And some of these probably didn't come with envelopes, or they were the little, like, what's that called? The clear, I want to say vellum, that's not the word. Clear kind of waxy paper. Martha Holmes. My Valentine greeting. Oh, couldn't you wait just one little minute? I've something to do and you must be in it. Valentine greeting. But I really enjoy looking at these. So every year I pull them out and...
It just says vellum.
Vellum, that's it, yeah. I couldn't think of that word.
Hey, Michelle, good to see you. She says, hey, neighbors.
Hey, Michelle. A dolly dear is hiding here. She brings me love to you, my dear Valentine.
She says, Michelle says, those are cool.
And it's a little paper doll that...
Senna says, so very cool and vintage.
That slides in and out. I'm not going to pull it out, but it has, if you can see it's a little paper doll in there. My Valentine greeting, it says. When you were little, did I ever show them my Valentine box? It's made out of wood. Somebody made it years ago, and again, I probably bought it, at least 50 years ago. It's a big Valentine box, and it has hearts on it, and it's cut out of like thin plywood. It's really, really cute, and it did have something that lights up, but I've never plugged it in. I'm apprehensive. But that's got to be from like the 40s or 50s. But did you guys have a big Valentine box in school, and everybody wrote the Valentines, and they put them in the box, and then Valentine's Day they distributed them? A friend of mine wrote an article about that. She used to write in, I guess she still does. I lost contact over the years, but she used to write in like the good old days kind of magazines and all, a story about Valentines and how she didn't get many, so she erased the names on some. I forget, there was some real cute story of how she compensated, because they'd be giving out Valentines and some would get a lot and some would get few. And this says, to Doris from grade. Just grade. That's funny.
Michelle says, such treasures. Senna says, cellophane.
Extra, extra, all about the big fire. My heart is burning for you, my Valentine. Look how cute. And then, this is really cute. This one opens up to Doris H. from Dorothy Riley. And look how cute. To my Valentine. Presume I always had a heart, although I never knew I had one, till the moment when I first laid eyes on you. Look how cute it is inside.
Cheryl says, hey Cheryl, good to see you. She said, those memories are great. I've saved Christmas cards.
Aren't they fun?
From family for years and now keep them on a long crocheted yarn. Some of the family members are gone and it's a great memoir.
Yeah, my friend used to put all her Valentines out every year from her husband on the front of her, like, I guess like a secretary desk, and it had glass on the top. And she hung them all on there, and it was really pretty. I love you. I know you're not superstitious, but I hope you believe in signs. And it says guess, except they spell guess wrong. They put G-E-U-S-S. But there's this sign. I love you. Guess
Cheryl
who?
says, haven't decided what to do with the Valentine cards from her husband yet.
Who said that?
Cheryl.
Oh. Yeah, it's hard. No rush to figure things out. And this is from Martha, it says, and look at that. And it somehow moves. Let's see there.
I aim to be your Valentine.
I aim to be your Valentine. And then I think, wouldn't it be fun if you had friends that liked these old Valentines and you mailed them, you guys, you know, each person would get an old one and then you'd mail it to your friend. And this one's from Phyllis McLaurin or something like that. Come back to me, send me a line if it's you I want, my Valentine. And look, and this is one they decorated themselves. Did you guys make Valentines when you were little? So I think I made mine every year. You would get these paper doilies and stickers and all that.
Candy said, an individual shoebox we'd each decorate and then classmates would drop Valentines in it.
Oh, either way, it kind of stinks if you don't get a lot. If people come in and they only give a few and you're sitting there with your empty box. But I guess it's worse if they empty the big box and they pass them all out and then all of a sudden you look and you have none or one or two and everybody else has piles.
Cheryl says, I love the older cards because of all the characters they no longer use.
Yeah, how I would like to walk through life. And there it is with their dog, their Valentine, and somebody special. And that was from Grandma. Nothing better than that. Isn't that funny? And look at this one. This, John, you would like. Look, it's in a car. And somehow the girl got broken off in the scuffle.
She lost her head.
Yeah, she lost her head. But look at the vintage car. Isn't that cute? Yeah, you have to be so careful in handling
Michelle
these.
says, when I worked at the gas station, I'd give a Valentine's to every customer on my shift. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that's fun. That's like, my daughter and I worked at a 7-Eleven, and a lot of the customers, when we worked on Saturdays and Sundays, would give us a gift, give us a little something, and that was always nice. And my daughter said, make sure you say Happy Valentine's Day, because then they give you a tip. So this is from Thomas. This space for writing messages it has on the back. I don't know,
Laura says she remembers those.
Do people, it's a real old one, you can see. There's some new reproductions, and I'll show you a few reproductions that I have. But do you remember postcards? And I don't know whether they, still people send postcards. And this is neat, there's nothing in it, but it's Liberty's Bond, 4th Loan, Camden National Bank. And that was in there with the Valentines. And I had a beautiful collection of old Valentine boxes, but somehow John, by mistake, looked in the bag and threw the whole thing away. I probably had 30 beautiful Valentine boxes that I collected for years. And then I had made little soft sculpture candies that had like a little Cupid head on it, little face and all. But he threw it away by mistake. He thought it was just trash.
Sean says she loves the chariot.
His trash is my treasure. And this one, my Valentine, everything will be Jake. If me, you will take. Oh, that's kind of funny. And that's from Bob Moore. Look at that. And here's another semi-handmade one. They put their little doohickeys on the back. And look
Michelle
how
says,
sweet.
thanks for sharing these because it brings back fun memories.
Yeah, remember that? I was the person that never got many Valentines.
Hard to believe.
And then these were in here. I don't know
how, Candy.
They're all like birds with feathers. And they were in with the Valentines. I think, or they might have been mine from something else, and 50 years ago I tucked them in.
Hi, Luann, good to see you.
But it's fun, and it's a shame. Someplace I think her head is here. Yeah, I think it's in here. I should get John, oh no, wrong head. I should get John to try to repair some of these, because a few of them over the years. This one had the honeycomb and all, but it's it needs some help. And this one is some line. This line of mine will tell you true how very much I think of you, my Valentine. And there she is, hanging the clothes. Young people wouldn't understand any of this humor. And then also, back in the day, I bought these,
Hi, Judy, good to see you.
I don't know whether they would be called stickers.
She said, I love those from our days.
Or decals. You know,
Miriam
these
says, some boxes come with fewer cards in a box, so everyone doesn't get one, plus no candies to be given. Lorraine says, you look beautiful as always, Marilyn. You're such a classy lady.
Oh, thanks. But these are all, I got them. I don't know whether they came with the Valentines or I just stuck them in there years ago.
And Miriam says, and now the classrooms are bigger too.
Yeah, and they can't have candy. They can't, there's all this stuff. They have rules. And, yeah, it's changed.
Takes away the fun.
My Valentine, to tell you that I love you, I've oftentimes tried, but I'm awfully bashful when I'm by your side. But you can see these are really old. These were before my time. They remind me more of my mother's era. And I had my kids make Valentines when they were little, but the handmade ones weren't much of a hit, and this is a cute little handmade one. You used to be able to go to the 5 and 10, and they would have the supplies, and this had to come off of something.
Says, what a treasure box of valentines.
That must have come off one of the cards. And here's more of those. You see these like in trunks and things like that. I forgot I had them, so maybe I'll put them in one of my projects. There's a couple of them.
Candy says, isn't it crazy to say 50 years ago? I remember my parents and aunts and uncles saying stuff like that. Now I do that all the time, especially to the grandkids. We really sound old. Oh, yeah. Wait, we
are old. And more of these that you would see on the inside of a trunk or something. So I don't know whether they came with the valentines or they got stuck in here. I long for your tulips, my Valentine. Now see, you couldn't say that now. That would be harassment. Play on words, but then somebody would take it as harassment. Polly has just learned to say, be my Valentine today. And this is from Martha, and it says, guess. Or maybe it was to Martha. And I don't know, oh, the little legs, something must move here, but a lot of it I'm a little apprehensive if I touch it all. This is my favorite. Look at this one. To Martha from Mother.
A bellhop.
Who calls, what?
A bellhop.
Yeah, a bellhop. Who calls their mom Mother? Isn't that cool? And look how cute it is. And he bends over and his arms move. His little arms move. Yeah, it's a bellhop. Her head is barely on there. And I don't know whether to reinforce them or just leave them the way they are. This would look really cute framed. It's so precious. Oh, and more of these. Look at that. I guess it might be two stuck together. It's hard to tell. But look how pretty they are.
Hi, Dina. Good to see you. She said she loves these.
Yeah, aren't they fun? And this is one of those honeycombs.
Judy says her mom called her mom Mother.
Oh, really? Yeah, and my mom, my mother called her grandmother, instead of like
Dee Dee loves them all.
Grandmom or a nickname. But these, I love the honeycombs. Oh, and another one of those birds with real feathers.
Luann says, wow.
I have to sort through these. I used to let the kids look through them when they were little. I put them all out in on like a dinner, a big like a meat platter on the coffee table. Love and best wishes to my Valentine. Well, that's very formal.
Senda says it's a very nice collection.
And that says Mother. So from Martha, so this is the one she gave her mom. Sounds so formal. And this is another cool one. The bellhop and this one definitely are hands down the coolest. Look at this. Just room for two for me and you, dear Valentine. And look how cute that is. And they must move along here, move a little bit. But again, I'm afraid to pull too much. Which do you like better? Which do you like, guys, so far? Which is your favorite? And this looks like Pippi Longstocking. Say, boys, just look me over. Isn't that funny?
Good to see you.
You couldn't send cards like this nowadays. And this one, to my Valentine for my puppy love, loving thoughts. And this is another one. Thanks for the hearts, guys. This one's to Doris from Mother. So these must be like years of Doris's collection. Loads. Let's see what this says. This greeting, so jolly, so full of cheer too, seems just made to order for someone like you. Loads of Valentine cheer. Look how cute.
Pat says they're so cute.
And there's pieces on the bottom which we'll have to put together.
Marion likes the honeycomb ones.
The honeycomb. And look, this is a little ship. But you could see these are from like the 30s or the 40s. Don't Skip Me as a Valentine. And look, it actually has string and all. Look how cute that is. So
Santa says, so many favorites.
Yeah, they're all really cute. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Yeah, I just really enjoy, and I enjoy looking at them. And nowadays, the young people don't really like this kind of thing. And I have more postcards someplace. This one's, thank you.
Lots of hearts, lots of hearts. Hearts are rolling, rolling,
Oh,
rolling.
thanks for the hearts. And this one's really neat. To My Valentine, the how do you pronounce that for wine? C-L Claret, with a smile that won't come off. Is that Claret for the wine? Look how that looks on the image in the glass. And this was stuck in
Good
something,
idea,
and they pulled them out.
I did miss it.
What's that?
She says, I love all these vintage Valentines. Michelle says, I would have loved living in the 50s.
Been there, done that. I almost lived in the 40s. I was born in 1950, and then these are reproductions of some Valentines that
more hearts.
Somewhere along the line I collected. And that's
Lots
the
of hearts.
honeycomb. Thanks for the hearts, guys. But I've treasured all these, and I've had them over 50 years, and I just enjoy knowing I have them, and I lived in the same house for a long, long time, and I knew where everything was, and that's why it's so frustrating. We moved a few times and had stuff spread out in a few houses, and so now it's just getting everything organized and getting my life together.
Judy says, I was born in the 50s too. Michelle says she was born in 65.
Oh boy. Just a young one.
7:30.
Okay. Let's get to a craft. My goodness. No tomfoolery now. Let's get to the real thing.
Senna says she was born in 54.
Who said that?
Senna.
Oh, okay.
Senna de Leon.
I was going to say
Me
something.
too.
54? Yeah. Wait, you're younger than I am?
Wait, how'd that happen?
I found a young man that would take care of me in my old age.
Michelle says, I love them, and I bet you have paper dials somewhere.
Yeah, I probably do. I'm having
Miriam
so much
says
fun.
1951.
Uh-oh. I still have you beat. I think
Senna
Judy...
says, great treasures.
I forget how Judy and I are. I think Judy might be a month or two older than I am. Will you take the lid? Oh, no. We opened it up. So I was going to do this before, and then I told
Nora
you I had...
was born in 56.
Who was?
Nora.
Nora?
Luann says 58 for her.
Oh, boy. I was going to do all these sewing projects.
We're all too young to remember the 50s.
Yeah, I remember the 50s.
I don't.
I was going to do all these sewing projects. I told you like 3 or 4 years ago I started pulling stuff as I was unpacking.
Judy says September 12th.
Yeah, so you're just a couple months older than me, Judy. And I thought, well, let's change this up a little bit from how it's still the same project, but just with a different, I don't know, different thought, or what's going to be different.
Yeah, I never know what's up your sleeve. I don't know.
I'll put this over here.
I guess we'll find out what's going to be different.
Yeah. And you had something.
I like the dragonfly.
Yeah, I put one of my dragonflies on. This was one of those from the store too. That's the problem when you have a store and you buy things you like to sell, and then you take it to the store and the next thing you know, like every time I went in, I would say to John, oh, I think I should take a scarf, or I should take a pin, or I should take a bracelet or something, because it would match my outfit and it looks so nice to wear this stuff. And then I would forget to take it off and take it home. And so this one was really pretty. It's the green and the purple.
Luann says your idea will be great, as it always is.
Oh, I hope it is. I made these before years and years ago, but I used the kind of clay that you had to bake. But I thought, oh, let me try the air dry clay.
Candy says, surprise, we all find out together.
And we'll see how that works. And normally when I'm in the barn, I just use my, what was it, the glue that was in the, what's the glue called that I used all the time? Everybody used to use, now they all deviated to other glues. What's the glue that everybody used in the, I can't remember. But mine is, because I use the brick color, my bottle has that color on it. Now, if I was really fussy and I wanted to...
Michelle says her granddaughter's here watching. She's 6. And she was telling her about us and the house you live in and the relationship to George Washington. And she said, wow, they're talking about George in school.
Oh, wow. And we made in here before George's favorite food. And his favorite food is peanut soup and hoe cakes, which are like some sort of a corn cake. We made them in here before. And she can tell people my great-great-great-grandfather, so it was the father of my great-great-grandmother that lived here, made the sarcophagus, which is like the box that George Washington is in. He's not buried, he's above ground. But when we go to Mount Vernon, they actually open the tomb and let us go in and see it. I have some pictures I think I posted before.
Nora says her precious late husband and her were born on the same day and the same year, March 24th, 1956. And they got married on March 24th, 1979.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, who said that?
Nora.
Oh, that's really cool. So
Luann and Senna guess Elmer's glue, and Candy guesses Mod Podge.
Neither of those.
Neither. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. She said, we made hoe cakes for Washington's birthday when I taught 2nd grade.
Yeah, they're really good. We made them in here on a live. So these are all my Valentine.
Carol had to open her doors and windows. The house got filled with smoke.
Oh, I hate that. These are all my cookie cutters, and when I taught, I would just take all these to school, and the kids would get to make cut cookies. I have a really good cookie recipe, and they would use all my cookie cutters, and I would always count them to make sure I had them all at the end of the time. So what I wanted to do was make some...
oh, that's weird. Somebody else has an anniversary on the same day.
Oh, really?
Same year. That's crazy.
That's crazy. What are the chances?
I know.
That's
Michelle
like...
says we were coming on at 7, but told her we'll wait till 8.
So what I'm going to do is cut some of these small ones.
Cheryl says, how did you find out you were related to George?
I'm not related to George. I'm related to the marble mason that made George Washington's sarcophagus, George and Martha's sarcophagi. And I've known that my whole life. That's something that everybody in my family always talked about. But when we bought this house, my great-great-grandparents had lived in this house. And the funny thing is, the person that originally owned the house and they bought it from, the house was built in 1789 for Major Perkins, and he served under General George Washington. So there was that connection to George Washington, and then my family lived here, and they liked George Washington, and because her father made the sarcophagus and donated it. And why they liked him was because he was a Mason, and so was my great-great-great-grandfather. So I'm just cutting some out of the air dry clay, And I'm going to show you after I cut a few what I'm going to do with them. So you can just leave them plain.
Michelle says she loves that story.
And the other interesting story about this house is it was part of the Underground Railroad.
Cheryl says she loves the history.
And so different people have told us they saw the tunnel when they were young. We can't figure out where it was, and we thought about having somebody come and whatever it's called, because I never remember, x-ray the yard to see if there was actually a tunnel or whether it was part of the railroad, but not all parts have to have a tunnel. And around here in the town I grew up, they had a tunnel and it ran under the street from one building to the next. And when we were young, they took us there to see it on one of your field trips. But the tunnel's still there, but they don't let you go in it. When I was young, you could actually step in it, but now it's structurally unsafe. But the basement's really neat. We just showed you the first room. Later, maybe we'll take you down and show you there's an old fireplace down there where originally they cooked in the basement. You know, and the house in the summer, this side of the house is the original side, and it's that really, really thick, like foot-thick walls of brick. So I'm just going to make a bunch of these, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with them. But they would make awesome dough ball fillers, or put them in a little dish, or...
Luann says you should write a book because you're a source of interesting information.
I read all kinds of trivia. And then my family, that part of my family, the ones that lived here and their parents and all, are buried in Laurel Hill Cemetery in Philadelphia. And that's like one of the, I think it's the second oldest cemetery. Isn't that what we found out? But we were going to be tour guides there, and I did take a couple groups of people through, but then since they had the shutdown, we got out of the loop. We've gone to a couple events there. I think I showed, was it last year? We went to the General Meade. We used to go every year. We didn't go this year. To the General Meade's birthday, and that's on New Year's Eve day, and they march, and the people were all in Victorian gowns and all. If you go back to a year ago at Christmas to a video, you'll see, and they had drummers, and everybody marched down, and then they do a toast to General Meade. But
Cheryl
they have...
says it's ground penetrating radar.
Okay.
GPR.
Yeah. Everybody tells me, and then I forget.
Candy says, witching the yard. Have you ever tried it? We might have the knack. Her son did it to find water pipes in their own old home in the ground.
Oh, really?
The GPR, ground penetrating radar.
So why don't you bring your son and come visit? But there's so many things, you know. We the house isn't on the National Registry, and we keep thinking we need to do that, and you know, consolidate all the information I have. It's just too much stuff and not enough time, and I'm not one that I like to sit and write or do any of that, because everybody said, oh, you should write everything down, because I'm like the last of the people that really know it, and the next generation isn't that interested.
We could make a video of it.
Yeah, we can make a video of all this stuff. I have pictures and all.
Cheryl says a plumber usually has one of those machines.
Oh, is that what they used out here? No, that's something else, isn't it? I know they found, near us, they found, what was it, the first submarine?
The alligator.
The alligator. They found a prototype of the first submarine, and that's just been in the last 6 months, and that's how they found it. They got a grant, I think.
Andy said, well, she'd have to bring her granddaughter too, because as you know, she asks about all my special friends out east.
Yeah, she'll have to come too. We have enough room. If I put her in the doll room,
I'd been there if it wasn't over 1,000 miles away and I was younger or healthier.
Yeah.
Luann says, yeah, a video would be wonderful.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning. You know, the hardest part is when you come to the realization you're getting older and you think about, when my pets are gone, would I get another pet? And
Cheryl
probably
says the plumbing
not.
company she used to manage had one.
Oh, the what plumbing company?
I'll ask the plumber next time he comes out to snake the sewer system.
Yeah, we'll ask him. So I have the hearts on here, if you can see. And I did have tools. John and I took a pottery class, and I'll tell you, that's very challenging. John thought he wanted to make all kinds of pottery, and I thought when we had the place at the shore, I thought, oh, let's make all our dishes. I had really ideas of grandeur. John made a few things, and I made some stuff, but I just was terrible at the kiln, and I got really frustrated. I wanted something that I'm going all the way down in there, all the way through. You guys know what I'm making now? I think I'm going to have to lift them up to do that. This is not going all the way through. Or else I need a bigger tool. Before, when I made these, I used the kind of clay that you had to bake. And when we go up in the sewing room, I'll show you a lot of crazy things. You saw that apple head doll.
Cheryl says, I used to make candles using some tools like that to carve them.
And there we have the first one. And what is it that I just made?
Candy says I should be good with those tools, similar to dentist tools, and she has some dental tools for crafts.
Oh, that's fun.
Luann says a garland of hearts.
Yeah, it's a button. But I made some buttons that I put on clothes that I made, and I made them with the kind of clay that you bake in the kiln. When I was in college, they had like a, what's it called? Student center. And I went over there and I made a lot of...
Lori says button, Lynn says button, Judy says button.
Yeah, so I was going to make different buttons.
Senna says a hole to put string through. Nora says a button.
Yeah, you can make a garland out of this, but...
Carol says they did videos of her dad talking about where he was born and raised in Nebraska.
Oh, that's cool.
Also some about Eugene, Oregon, when he and his family moved to Oregon in 1914.
Oh, boy.
She shared it several times with the news stations.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, we watched that movie with our grandson. What was it about Mount Vernon?
With Nicolas Cage.
With Nicolas Cage, and that was really good.
National Treasures or something.
National Treasures, that was really good. The sad thing is, now young people aren't interested in all these historic places, and financially, you know, they have to have an income, and Mount Vernon doesn't take any money from the government. Mount Vernon was founded by a lady going on up the Potomac, and she was horrified to see Mount Vernon, that it was in such disarray, and so she got a group of like affluent ladies, and they're the ones, and it's still run by the Ladies Auxiliary, I guess it's called. So we're just putting 2 holes in there, and I want to make sure that they're big enough. When you bake them, it really changes things too, but these are the air dry ones. But I was going to make a couple other things too, but I was really anxious, so I wanted to make buttons. But I made buttons that you bake in this student center when I was in college in the early 70s, and I used them on some of my projects. And I made, back then I had a cat, I made her a little dish that had a little mouse on the side. You know, there were opportunities in college of all kinds of things. And my dream was to move back to that town when I got older, because senior citizens could, first, the internet, which was really unusual back in the 70s, the internet anybody could use. They had a town-wide internet, so that was free, and that was amazing back then. And then you could take audit, meaning take the class but not get a grade for it. I guess if you audit, you get a pass-fail, I'm not sure. But you could audit any of the college classes as long as they had room for another person. And so a lot of times when I took like history of art and some architecture classes and studio art classes, you would get some senior citizens in there taking the course. And they were always so much more interested in the course than most of the students. And they always, if there was things getting graded and their stuff went in there, they'd always destroy the curve. But I always thought how fun that is, because you could learn so many things. And the vet department was really big. And I went back in the summer. They have a program you could go in the summer and you could take classes if you want. And I took a class about cows, dairy cows. That was really amazing. I learned so much stuff about dairy cows. I took a class on hypnosis as an alternative to anesthesia. I mean, the whole, and that's where I learned about acupuncture. And years later, when I had an issue, I went and had acupuncture because I learned about it in this class.
10 minutes.
But there's just so many things that are so interesting to learn.
Did you hear?
Yeah, 10 minutes left?
Yeah.
Boy, that goes so fast, John. I thought I'd
Time
make...
flies when you're
I
having
have
fun.
this big tub of cookie cutters, and I have stamps that I could stamp something on these if I wanted.
Andy said they did an audio of her grandma and grandpa asking about their early life and their dating.
Oh, wow, that's neat. I always enjoyed older people, and my best friend was always my grandmother. And then when she got
a little crazy during the video, though.
Oh, jeez.
That's crazy, Candy.
That's like my friend that lived. She lived to be over 100. I always liked older people.
Yes, it does. That's what makes life interesting.
And I had a friend that had macular degeneration later in life.
Cheryl says her ancestor, Leonard, Leonard, L-E-O-N-A-R-D, Leonard, is that right?
I don't know.
Leonard, I'm having trouble
L-E...
saying that first name.
L-E...
L-E-O-N-A-R-D. Harbo
Leonard
was commissioned by George Washington for the erection of the Treasury building.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what was he? He was a marble mason. He was a, where's the Treasury building? In Washington.
Hi, Sandy. Good to see you.
I know that my great-great-great-grandfather was a marble mason. And they built a lot of stuff in Philadelphia and the Philadelphia area. But it's just interesting knowing about your family and all. And I grew up, my grandmother would tell me all these stories. And then later, you know, I've tried, particularly since we moved here, I try to put the pieces together, and I have so many questions, and it would be very hard to find the answers. I have Googled a lot of things and found things, but some things I just won't know about. But people in my family, my kids and all, are just not interested in that. but I've liked older people. I didn't like history in school, but I liked history just talking to people. And then, so it was my great-great-grandmother, and back then they would call it her old maid sister, lived here, and my great-great-grandfather, and 13 children. And then all the people that helped on the farm and all, they had a lot of help. But my great-great-grandmother and their sister had 2 brothers. And the one brother, if you ever heard of Edith Wharton, she wrote, you might have seen the movie The Age of Innocence, and that's about one of their brothers. She lived next door to him. And a friend of mine went on a trip, and she actually went to the house. It's now an Airbnb, or a bed and breakfast, I guess, just regular bed and breakfast. And she went, and I called ahead, and the owner gave her a tour of the house. And I'm like, that's so interesting, knowing that it was my great-great-grandmother's brother that had that, and Edith Wharton wrote the book, The Age of Innocence, about him. So there are my buttons, John.
Man says that's the sad thing about all the history of time past, that one day it will be lost.
Yeah, so much of it is verbal, and I know a lot of this stuff you can look up, but there are things like, you know, I have this picture, and that was, you know, like my great-great-grandparents, and that was them, and nobody will know that. Fine. And then the brother that I'm talking about, if you've ever been to Jekyll Island, he had a house there, and he was part of the Jekyll Island Club, if you're familiar with that. And it was during the Victorian times. Oh,
Cheryl says she's guessing he was a bricklayer.
Oh, a bricklayer? Oh, that's neat. Yeah, it's so neat when you learn all this stuff. But, yeah, they had the house there, and they had a daughter that ended up marrying, they had a granddaughter, and married Henry Cabot Lodge, who ran for president, didn't he, John, or vice president?
I thought he was a senator, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
You forget all this stuff. We must have been alive then, John.
Huh.
And my grandmother told me she didn't get a new dress because she was near the end of the kids. She didn't get a new dress until she had this important wedding to go to. She lived in New Jersey. And my great-grandmother was so concerned that her children, she had 8 children, that they would shame her and not have good manners. And so they hired like a nanny to come in and teach the kids manners, so it would not be shameful for them to go to this big society wedding, because they weren't big society, but some of their family members were.
Charles said he also built some famous bridges.
Oh, that's really cool.
So hey guys, it's my time for a minute to thank Janice again, and for being here with us in the Vintage Country Crafting Friends group. And again, thank you, Janice. We appreciate it. And don't go away. We're not last tonight. Stay tuned, because right after us is Carrie with Sparkle Mountain Creations. So don't go away. Stay on for her. And Mary still have a couple of minutes left. But thanks again for joining us. And if you're not following us, check us out and follow. We'd appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to have new folks come along. And for those that are, thanks so much. Couple minutes, Mary.
I'll continue to work on these another day with you. I'll let them dry out, and then I'll paint them, and we'll embellish them a little bit. But I wanted to use some stamps and put a little bit of a pattern on them. And I was going to show you how I made some stamps myself, and they're very easy to make. This one I didn't make, but it looks like I did. It's got something going on here, something. But some of these you can stamp on. And because I shared them all the time, and I had all those craft parties and all kinds of things, I always put my initials on everything. So hence the done by me, there's my me initials. And when I take you up in the attic again, remind me to show you, I had a business 50 years ago, and it was called Done by Me, but it was D-O-N-E, and so it was very easy to change. And then I'm a big Paisley person, so I was going to try to make
Candy.
a couple big pieces for a pin or a necklace or something and use the Paisley on it. But I'll continue with this at another time the next few days, and I'll finish these up and do some other projects. But I'm anxious to see, because the other ones were the baked in a kiln that I made years ago.
Thanks for the hearts, everybody.
Thanks for the hearts. John's giving me hand signals here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Less than a minute.
I just made a dozen of them. How weird is that? And I didn't even count as I was going along.
Well, that's cool.
But I thought they would be fun, and they could go on a project, or if you saw, I was on my friend's page the other day, and we made yo-yos, and some of these can go on a yo-yo. I had all kinds of ideas for the buttons, but you never get as far as you think you're going to do. But they'll need to be dry and painted, and we'll figure that out.
Yes, so stay tuned, guys. Carrie with Sparkle Mountain Creations is up next, and it's just about time for us to say good night. There it is, 8 o'clock.
Well, thanks so much, guys. I hope you like my valentines and the buttons, and I have a lot more to show you, and I'm plugging along on that room. So if you didn't see the Walk of Shame, make sure you take a peek at it, because it will come together eventually. Thanks, guys, and thanks for having us in today.
Good night.
Good night.